if I may, a topic that has come up frequently here in Brazil, I think only in Brazil, is the accusation that you are a Duginist. Some people somewhat absurdly associate that you are a Duginist. They associate you with the ideas of Aleksandr Dugin. When not you, Dom Curzio and Archbishop Vigano, linking all of you to Dugin's ideology and even suggesting that Vigano is financed by Steve Bannon. My question is, how can we respond to this?
Well, it's all. I don't think there's any basis for it. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence that I know anything about Dugin at all? I've written briefly about him in one Raison Comments. I think he came up and I agreed with a number of his ideas. Does that make me a Duginist?
I think not. For example, even someone like Olavo de Carvalho could have been prized by Archbishop Lefebvre for some of his statements. To say a broken clock is right twice a day doesn't imply that you assent to its entire worldview, to its entire doctrine.
Well, there you are. There you are. That's a good way of putting it. That's a famous way of putting it. A broken clock is right twice a day. Yes. I mean, I think Dugin, I don't know much about him. I did write about, you might find it a Laser Comments, which I did write something about him, and I generally approved because I think there's a lot of what he says makes sense. I think he's a man of tradition, and he's certainly a thinker. He observes the world around him. He observes the world in Russia, especially. He's accused of being a close collaborator of President Putin. I think that's denied inside Russia, or Putin denies that, or the circles around Putin deny that. But I think he's a thinker. He thinks for himself. He watches everything that Putin is doing. He approves of a lot of it. Not everything, certainly not everything. I'm sure he doesn't approve of everything that Putin is doing. But I think there's a lot of truth in what he says, because he's coming to traditional positions from, I think, having been a liberal. I'm not sure, but I think he's one of those who's converted from liberalism, I think. In which case he's bound to be right in quite a lot of things.
The case is that his doctrine is perennialist, and what to not be unwilling and polite, when I said that it isn't truth, is that he's a big guy, but not so big at the point that the propaganda of like the media try to put him, to color him. He is important, but not so much at the point to like comment.
Well, there you are. The vile media. Who can trust the media? The media are liars, 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 constantly stirring up lies, because that's where they come from. The media are liberal. The priests are, the journalists, the makers of the media are the priests of liberalism. So what do you expect them to say? What do you expect to hear from them? They lie all the time. The media can hardly be trusted at all. The moment the media says that somebody is bad, you can be pretty sure there's something good about him. The media don't like Dugin because he's not a liberal. Or maybe he's partly liberal still. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know what he stands for. I've never studied his case. I have sympathies with him because, as you say, he's a perennialist. He wants what's perennial. He wants what goes back a long time then. Is that right? Is that why he's called a perennialist? I don't know.
No, perennialist is René Guénon doctrine.
I'm sorry, what?
René Guénon doctrine.
Something doctrine.
René Guénon.
René, what's René?
You don't know him?
Hegel.
No, René.
You're saying Hegel?
No, that's a friend.
René?
Guénon.
René Guénon.
Guénon.
Yes?
Yes, bien entendido.
I've got no idea. I have no idea in my head of the ideas of René Guénon. No idea. All I know is that he's, I think, traditional without being Catholic. That's all I know about him. But I don't think he's really traditional.
So that's the same, in parts, that's the same doctrine followed by Dugin. That's the problem that people in Brazil try to imply you with him. That's the problem.
Well, be careful, be careful of what people say, because if anyone wants to know, really wants to know what I think, they can read, there are 3 volumes of back issues of Elays and Comments. If they base what they say on what they read in those 3 volumes, then I will answer for what I think. But I can't answer for what people attribute to me when I don't think it.
So, perfect. And can I end this interview by one last stupid question? That's the most stupid question I can make.
Go ahead.
Are you a Rosacrucian Freemason because of your coat of arms? I write you in email. They are saying that. That's not a joke. They are really saying that.
This is the devil. The devil stirring up things. Rosicrucian, it's a cross. Am I allowed to believe in the cross?
Yes, of
yes
course.
Or no?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Okay. So there's a cross, and then there's a rose on the cross. Yes?
Yes. That's a symbol of England.
The rose is the flower of England. Am I allowed to love the flower of England?
Of course.
Then I put the rose on the cross without thinking of Rosicrucianism. I never imagined anything remotely connected with Rosicrucianism. Can you believe me?
Yes, of course. All the bishops consecrated, they have put on their coat of arms symbols of their countries, their own countries.
There you are. There you are.
Galarreta, Felé, all of them put it in kind of, in any way, some reference to their own country.
That's it. You've got the answer. So the rose and the cross just happen to coincide. In my case, I never thought of Rosicrucianism. If I'd thought of it, I might have changed it. I might have put something else, but it's got nothing to do with Rosicrucianism. It's just a rose for my country and the cross for my religion. Yes?
Yes. No, for me it's very simple, but I'm questioning that for them, not for me. I'm okay.
Yes, I understand. You said it's the silliest question you can think of. Fair enough. I'm not objecting.
So,
but there it is. Just tell them to go to hell.
That's the best answer we can give them. So thank you very much, Aleksandr, for sharing your time and insights. I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to discuss those topics with you. I'm sure many of the faithful will greatly appreciate hearing your views and your sayings. So thank you very much for being here today. That was a great honor to me.